Hi, my name is Jim Nolan. I'm professor and chair of the Department of Sociology and Anthropology at West Virginia University. I was recently asked to provide a perspective on race and criminal justice from the field of criminology. So by way of allegory, I'll share a perspective recently labeled anti-American propaganda by the President of the United States. Listen and see if you can find errors in the perspective or understand why the President might call it anti-American propaganda. To begin, we must recognize that social problems such as crime, violence, drug addiction, and discrimination are often blamed exclusively on the decisions and failings of individuals. We say they made bad choices and they must take personal responsibility. But these explanations don't get at the root of the problem, which are likely sociological rather than psychological. In the allegory of a dangerous intersection, social problems are represented by a traffic accident at the intersection of right and wrong streets. Vehicle B turned in front of vehicle A and caused the accident. It appears this is a frequent event at this intersection, which is blamed on poor driving and bad choices. But I will highlight three types of social structure that should add to our understanding of the problem. The first type of structure is inequality, the wealthy and the poor. The racial composition in these neighborhoods was set in motion long ago through laws, court decisions, discredited science, and policies and practices that discriminate by race. From slavery to Reconstruction to Jim Crow segregation to systematic exclusions for Black and brown citizens in housing, bank loans, educational opportunities, and much more. The wealthy are often white and the poor are often Black. The second type of structure involves advantages and disadvantages arising from inequality. Cars from wealthy neighborhood move northbound through the intersection straight to the finance and professional industry. They always have an advantage at the intersection when the light is green, whichever direction they choose. On the other hand, vehicles from poor neighborhood moving toward the service and food industries are limited to one real choice, to make a left at the intersection. The traffic light is supposed to be fair and impartial, way to organize travel and prevent accidents, but the people of poor neighborhood must always wait for the people from wealthy neighborhood to go first. And the traffic flow is very heavy. The third type of structure is the method for addressing social problems. In the allegory, the police try to prevent accidents by sitting at the intersection and citing drivers for dangerously turning left in front of vehicles going straight. The police refer to this as proactive policing because it deters bad choices and holds individuals accountable through law enforcement. To the police, the problems originate with the people from poor neighborhood. They're always in a hurry and always at fault. They never seem to pay fines and they are often wanted on court warrants. This leads to vehicle searches where illegal drugs and weapons are sometimes found. Decades of heavy enforcement at the intersection has had little effect on traffic accidents, but it has given the police the authority to stop drivers from poor neighborhood, to run computer checks for warrants, and to develop probable cause for arrests and searches. Strained relations between the police and residents of poor neighborhood has contributed to rising violence and many other problems. Still, making lockups at the intersection is considered the right thing to do. It is a way to gain status in the department. When the results of a citywide survey revealed that the people in wealthy neighborhood admit to violating traffic laws at the same rate as people from poor neighborhood, the police called it fake news. They know from firsthand experiences that drivers in poor neighborhood are actually far worse than drivers from wealthy neighborhood. A few summary comments. The structure of racial inequality in the United States is rooted in a long history of discrimination that is well documented and mostly ignored. The advantages and disadvantages of inequality contribute to stable rates of social problems, such as crime, violence, drug abuse, suicide, school failure, and much more. The law enforcement approach appears so natural and appropriate, its underlying assumptions about personal responsibility and bad choices are never seriously examined. And even though law enforcement does not actually make the intersection safer, it continues out of habit and because it serves other purposes, such as helping police officers gain status as good cops in the department and the profession. The failure to change our criminal justice approach is itself an act of discrimination and violence. It harms individuals, families, and communities, and it reinforces negative stereotypes, reproduces racial inequality, and ensures that stable rates of crime and violence will continue into the future. Thank you.